కేంద్ర ప్రభుత్వం ఇటీవల తీసుకొచ్చిన నూతన ఎడ్యుకేషన్ పాలసీ ఎన్ఈపీ 2022 ద్వారా విద్యారంగంలో పెను మార్పులు చోటు చేసుకుంటున్నాయి. అయితే దీనిపై ఇంకా చాలా మందికి పూర్తి స్థాయిలో అవగాహన లేదు. విద్యారంగంలోని మార్పులను అర్థం చేసుకోవడం ఎలా, పిల్లలకు ఏ విధంగా అప్లై చేయాలి, పేరెంట్స్ తయారీ ఎలా ఉండాలి, విద్యా సంస్థలు ఏ విధంగా సంసిద్ధం కావాల్సి ఉంది అనే విషయాలపై అవగాహన కల్పించేందుకు ది హన్స్ ఇండియా సంకల్పించింది. దీనికోసం హైదరాబాద్లో వినూత్నంగా విద్యా సదస్సు ఏర్పాటు చేసింది. శిల్పకళా వేదికగా ఇవాళ అండ్ రేపు ఈ సదస్సు ఉంటుంది. నేషనల్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ పాలసీ 2022 అమలులో భాగంగా ఇప్పుడున్న 10+2 స్థానంలో 5+3+3+4 పద్ధతిలో విద్యాబోధన కొనసాగుతుంది. లైవ్ ద్వారా చూద్దాం ఆ సదస్సుని.
Under 30 Europe 2020 list and is also an awardee at the 40 under 40 Europe India leaders. Make some noise everyone for Dr. Roll. A very warm welcome to you, sir. Thank you for being here and gracing this special occasion of ours. I would also take the privilege to welcome on the stage Dr. S. Glory Swarupa, Director General NIMSME. I would request you to kindly join us on the stage, ma'am. Huge round of applause everyone for Dr. S. Glory Swarupa, Director General NIMSME, a professional in the field of entrepreneurship and skill development with around 25 years of experience. She has created and earned her PhD from First Pure Skills University in India in the area of entrepreneurship and skill development, alumni of National Institute of Technology, Warangal. A very warm welcome to you, madam. Thank you for being here today on this special occasion of ours. I would also request Professor Dr. Kavita Daryani Rao, Vice Chancellor, JNAFEU, to kindly join us on the stage. Huge round of applause. Make some noise for this beautiful young lady who is walking towards the stage to talk something about Professor Dr. Kavita Daryani Rao. She is the Vice Chancellor, JNA Fine Arts University. She studied architecture and specialized in the housing. Her research, mostly funded by AICT, focuses on the low-income housing in the urban slum communities and on the impact of globalization on the cities. A very warm welcome to you, madam. Thank you for being here on this special occasion of ours. Now I take the privilege to welcome on the stage Professor Velcherla Praveen Rao, Vice Chancellor, PJTSAU. A very warm welcome to you. Huge round of applause. Make some noise for Dr. Praveen Rao. I would now welcome Professor Katta Narasimha Reddy, Vice Chancellor, JNTUH, to kindly join us on the stage. Katta Narasimha Reddy garu kosam gattiga chapatlu. He has done his PhD. He has earned his doctorate from Osmania University, Hyderabad, and he has received training in the script writing and film direction from Film and Television Institute of India, Pune, and advanced training in microprocessors and digital electronics from IISc Bangalore. Prior to the present assignment, he has served as the Vice Chancellor of Mahatma Gandhi University and Palamuru University in the state of Telangana. Gattiga chapatlu once again from Katta Narasimha Reddy garu. A very warm welcome to you, sir. Thank you for being here. I will now request Professor Dheeraj P. Sharma, Director, Indian Institute of Management, Rohtak, to kindly join us on the stage, please. Huge round of applause, everyone, for Professor Dheeraj P. Sharma. He is also professor at Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad. He has taught or presented research at several educational institutions in North America, Europe, and Asia. Professor Sharma has a doctorate degree with a major in marketing and double minor in psychology and quantitative analysis from Louisiana Tech University. His primary research interests were relationships in business domain. A very warm welcome to you, sir. Thank you for being here with us. I now request Professor E. Suresh Kumar, Vice Chancellor, English and Foreign Language University, to kindly join us on the stage. Suresh Kumar garu. Okay. Now I request Dr. Buddha Chandrasekhar, Chief Coordinating Officer from AICTE, to kindly join us on the stage. Buddha Chandrasekhar garu kosam gattiga chapatlu. Let's all welcome him with a huge round of applause. A very warm welcome to you, sir. A unique combination of technologies, ideas, multi-domain business knowledge, entrepreneur, leader with a go-getter attitude, Mr. Buddha Chandrasekhar, Chief Coordinating Officer from AICTE, focusing on strategy, technology, and business transformation. He's an expert in managing advanced technologies, process, cybersecurity, and people. He has architected 180 plus technology-based systems. Wow. Huge round of applause once again to this gentleman. Now request V. Sriramu Sharma Garu, Chief Editor from Hans Media to kindly join us.
Sharma Garu, Chief Editor from Hans Media to kindly join us on the stage. Make some noise, clap harder for this gentleman. From Hans India, he's the Chief Editor. I would also request K. Hanumantrao Garu, Managing Director, Hyderabad Media House to kindly join us on the stage. Make some noise, clap harder for K. Hanumantrao Garu, MD, Hyderabad Media House. Once again, a very warm welcome to all our dignitaries and to all our eminent speakers, guest of honors. I would also request Mr. Krishna Sagar Rao Garu to kindly join us on the stage, please. Krishna Sagar Rao Garu, make some noise, clap harder for this.
So let's start this very special event, the 2-day conference on NEP. సో నేను చెప్పినట్టు ఏదైనా మంచి కార్యక్రమం స్టార్ట్ చేసే ముందు దేవుడిని తలుచుకుంటాం కాబట్టి గణేష్ వందన సాంగ్ ప్లే చేస్తూ మనం ల్యాంప్ లైటింగ్ సెరమనీ స్టార్ట్ చేద్దాం. ఐ వుడ్ రిక్వెస్ట్ ఆల్ ఆఫ్ యూ టు కైండ్లీ మూవ్ టువర్డ్స్ ద ల్యాంప్ అండ్ లైట్ ఇట్ ఆన్ దిస్ వెరీ స్పెషల్ ఒకేషన్. ఐ వుడ్ రిక్వెస్ట్ ఆల్ ఆఫ్ యూ టు కైండ్లీ మూవ్ టువర్డ్స్ ద ల్యాంప్ విచ్ ఇస్ నియర్ ది podium. So I request all of you to kindly join your hands for the lighting of lamp ceremony on this very special event. Talia bajti rahe everyone. Let's play the Ganesh Vandana song and take the name of God before we kickstart this 2-day education conference on the National Education Policy for the year 2022. This is indeed a very special day, very special event for all the students, especially for all the parents out here. We also have with us the principals and all the eminent speakers from different organizations like IIMs, IITs, ISB, BITS Pilani, NITs, Central State Law Universities, TASC, NSDC, NIM, SME, and a lot many organizations. So let's all clap harder. Gatiga chapadalto ee beautiful event ni start chedam amidst all our eminent speakers and dignitaries on the stage. Now I would request V. Sriramu Sharma Garu, Chief Editor from Hans India, to kindly address the gathering on this very special occasion. Over to you, sir.
Good morning, everybody. Dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. On behalf of the Hans India, I extend a very warm welcome to all the dignitaries and participants who are here for the historical 2-day conference to discuss how the first and most comprehensive education policy can be implemented. The NEP is certainly the first omnibus policy since 1986 and is expected to address multiple crises facing the Indian education system. The Prime Minister Narendra Modi stated that NEP will play a key role in creating a new India, and Himachal Pradesh have launched a series of NEP initiatives giving much needed push to the mega policy. India has more than 15 lakh schools, about 25 crore students and 89 lakh teachers. Similarly, there are about 1,000 universities and 40,000 colleges and 11,000 standalone institutions. Countrywide implementation of this mega education policy is going to be a mammoth exercise involving multiple stakeholders. As rightly pointed out by the NEP drafting committee led by K. Kasturi Rangan, India's education system is underfunded, heavily bureaucratized, and lacks capacity for innovation and scale-up. What's more, it largely hinges on the cooperation between the states and center. The task ahead is certainly an uphill one. I'm sure this conference will throw up lots of suggestions to overcome the challenges and take forward the NEP. I hope the cream of intellectuals who have gathered here will look at the challenges that are in the implementing policy in view of size and diversity of India's education sector and come up with possible solutions. I once again extend a very warm welcome to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for that grand welcome and talking on the conference for a two-day NEP 2022 conference. So on that note, I'm going to request all of you to kindly take your seats, people who are arriving right now, especially the students. We request you to kindly occupy the front seats. వెనకాల నిల్చున్న వాళ్ళు కూర్చున్న వాళ్ళంతా దయచేసి ఫ్రంట్ సీట్స్ ఆక్యుపై చేయాల్సిందిగా కోరుకుంటున్నాం. So quickly we'll disperse for tea break. So I request all of you to kindly be back in 10 minutes. So simultaneously you can take your tea and snacks. So we'll start with the first speaker. Check. Implementation of NEP, student-centric, creative-centric, and innovation-centric. So I think before we start this session, I would request all of you people who are arriving right now to kindly occupy the front seats, the students out there. So we're going to start with the first session in like some time. I request all of you to kindly settle down so that we can start with the session. So before we start with the session, I would request our eminent speakers and dignitaries on the stage to kindly say a few words on this special occasion. We have mics being placed on the table. So to start with Dr. Shrikant Sinha, who is the CEO from Telangana Academy for Skill and Knowledge, to kindly say a few words on this special occasion. Please switch on. Switch on.
Check test.
It's not on, I guess.
A very good morning to all of you. On this day, I think since the MC spoke about Napoleon Bonaparte earlier, that today was the day when Napoleon Bonaparte actually lost for the second time and abdicated his throne, which really changed the course of history. And today here at Hans India event on NEP, we are again looking at changing the course of history itself. And that's what the new education policy is going to bring about. I think it's very, very important for us to understand why this was required. And with your permission to all the dignitaries sitting on the dais, if I'm permitted to use an example, say I'm lying on the operating theater table, right? And the doctor has been trained the way our engineers and other people are trained. What will be my chances of survival? Can anyone give me more than 5% chances of survival? Can I see a show of hands? People who feel the chances of survival are more than 5%? It's very simple. The person, if my appendix is giving me a problem, he will say, but I never studied it because it had come in the last year examination paper. So I've left it this time, right? And that is what is the situation of our current education system, and it was necessary for us to change it. Of course, for the last 2000 years since the time of Socrates, education itself has not been changed. Thanks to the pandemic, certain things went online, and of course, all of the faculty members, the students, the entire education ecosystem immediately adapted to it in a very, very good manner. I think what the new education policy is going to bring.
I had the opportunity to take a course in opera. I had an opportunity to take a course in psychology. I could take courses. There was an opportunity to do that. And I think here too, to bring holistic learning and to serve the true purpose of education, I believe the academic bank of credit is another very, very important step. And that could possibly allow us to take full benefit of education which is being delivered, and allows the participants in the education system flexibility to not just be constrained by a number of years, but could always come back and get a degree or a diploma. Exit options. At IIM Rohtak, we have multiple, I would say, implementations we have already done. I have personally written letters to the convener of CAT, which is the examination that people take in India. About 2.5–3 lakh people take that examination for MBA. I've written letters. I've suggested that we move towards providing students an opportunity to take that examination in regional language. That's point number one. Point number two, we are now allowing our students in the integrated program to have multiple exit options in line with the new education policy. So those are two things that we have done at our end. We are encouraging diversity in curriculum. You'd be very happy to know that in our institution, we try to implement non-English literature in one form or the other, so that students can have that experience and benefit of implementation of new education policy. I again want to thank the coordinators and the organizers for this conference and allowing me to speak. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Dheeraj Sharma, sir. He's a director from Indian Institute of Management, Rohtak. Now I request Dr. S. Glory Swarupa, Director General, NI MSME, to kindly say a few words, please.
Namaskar. The dignitaries on the dais, Dr. Buddha Chandrasekhar ji, Professor Katta Narasimha Reddy garu, Professor Dr. Kavita Daryani Rao, Mr. Srikanth Sinha, Dr. Rodriguez, Mr. Ram Garu, and other dignitaries on the dais, and the principals, students, teachers, academia, industry, invited guests, esteemed ladies and gentlemen. A very good morning to all of you, and greetings from National Institute for Micro, Small, Medium Enterprises, Ministry of MSME, Government of India. We are located in Yusufguda, Hyderabad. While the country is celebrating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, we are celebrating the Diamond Jubilee, the Hira Kal. When country is celebrating the Amrit Kal, we are celebrating the Hira Kal. Established in the year 1962, we have been serving the nation for the growth and development of micro, small, medium enterprises sector, and also the promotion of entrepreneurship development across the nation and even overseas. Our mandate is, under the ministry, to cater to the needs of the capacity building of entrepreneurship development and skill development and education needs of the industry academia. Over the 60 years, we have built the capacity of over 5 lakh officers across various departments related to entrepreneurship. Because MSME sector is one of the very important sector for our economy because it is contributing for employment generation. 111 million people are employed in our country because of our sector, and we have contributed very largely for the exports, almost 40% and 30% to our GDP. That's how we have built the capacity of more than 5 lakh officers, and the journey is still on. In the skill arena, because we are talking about new education policy, I really compliment the organizers, the Hands India, and all the dignitaries and the participants assembled over here to exchange the information and to learn and to take it the best things out of this new education policy, and how do we go about to bring that, the very required change in our education system, and how it is going to build our education system, the students, and to bring more sustainability and employability in our nation. In the skill arena, since a decade, since 2009, the institution has built over 3 lakh unemployed youth and women in various skills, IT skills, women-oriented skills, and many technical skills, agri and rural related skills. More than 3 lakh students were trained in the institute. And the institute also contributed very largely for the nation building through policy advocacy, policy research. Closely 1,000 studies have been conducted for Ministry of MSME and various other ministries and line departments. And one of the flagship program of the institute is international executive programs. Apart from 5 lakh officers of the nation, the institution reached 150 nations in Asia and Africa and could train more than 10,000 international executives. Always we think that India is lagging behind, but it is not so. We are much developed, and we have developed so many technologies in MSME sector, and many executives, they come over to India and to Hyderabad to learn these best practices, where we have made positive developments to learn and to go over and implement there. So this is in brief about my institution, and today we are talking about new education policy and the implementation, and how do we go about this. So how this new education policy has come into effect, why we are talking about this. I would like to share a few things. India is regarded as one of the youngest nations because it has world's largest youth population, and precisely 54% of the total population is less than 25 years of age. We know this, but still I am reiterating how this education policy has come into force. India is having second largest workforce in the world, and China being the first. It is predicted that India will continue to enjoy the same trend till 2040. So we have another 18 years more to go, but though China has greatest population, but it is lessened. It is becoming less and less, and they don't have youth population much in their country compared to India. However, India's formally skilled workforce is approximately 2%. This is actually 4 years old data, but if you see, the skilled workforce has increased to 4%. This is all based on the research, and when compared to China, they have 47% skilled workforce, 52% in America, and UK has gone beyond America, 68%. Japan it is 80%, and South Korea, highest among all the countries, 96% of their youth are skilled. So the vocational education has been given a lot of importance in new education policy. In MSME sector, we believe that skilled workforce is very, very crucial for any country's economy to grow and industries to flourish. It is estimated that there will be 104.62 million fresh entrants into the labor market by 2025. So are we ready for this new entrants to be absorbed in the market? So various thoughts has come into government, and a lot of exercise and homework has been done. How to take care of this market needs with regard to skilled workforce. So one of the formula being adopted through new education policy, imparting the vocational skills and building the capacity of the teachers, academicians, and also the industry workforce. One more very important reason why this new education policy is required for India and the student community and faculty fraternity. The unemployment rate in the country is estimated to be as high as 4.9% according to UPS approach report. More importantly, the unemployment rate of the age group between 18 to 29 years is estimated to be 12.9%. In order to absorb the unemployed and new entrants into the job market, India needs to create 115 million non-farm jobs by 2025. Currently, the country has only 75 million such jobs. It is very heartening, and the target is very tall and very high.
The target of such support should be to create additional 40 million jobs by 2025 is the need of the hour. This seems improbable considering that only the additional jobs created during a decade was only 2.7 million. So that is very, very low compared to the target. But as the economy grew in India over the decade, at the rate of
only 0.4% per annum. So as per the economy, the employment has not grown in India. It is a point to be noted for all of us. The jobless growth is a concern as it is restricting the country's ability to harness the demographic dividend. Employment and unemployment survey report states that 58% of the graduates and 62% of the postgraduates are unemployed due to non-availability of jobs matching to their education. So this is one of the concern in our nation, and this is a threat for India because we have such a huge youth population, and if they are not employed suitably or sustainably or profitably, so that is going to cause a great damage for our country. That is the reason, in new education policy, the vocational vocational component has given very much important. The primary reason, so we need to understand why this joblessness is very high. The reason for the unemployment is inadequate skills possessed by the student community or the industry, labor or work community. So that's how the skill education is very important, and it is imperative intervention to attain the inclusive growth to sustainable enterprise development while addressing the issues like poverty reduction by improving the employability and productivity. In India, the challenges are quite a few, like to meet the skill manpower requirement, to have better synergy between employers and the training institutions, and to make sure that informal economy also have skilled workforce who are recognized and certified and also imparted entrepreneurship training. So experiences of developed countries recommend that investments in skill education will aid economy to scale up, result high growth sectors, break the low skilled workforce and low wage disorders. So these are the reasons. So the vocational education has been given a lot of emphasis in the new education policy. And over the last 2 decades, we have started this exercise for the past 5 years or so, but 120 nations across the globe, so they have started this exercise, and they try to align their education system with the requirements of economy for a skilled workforce by developing narrowly defined competency-based frameworks recognized as national qualification framework. In the global index, when we see the innovations or the startups or the skilled workforce, our rankings are double digit. So this is very, very heartening, and I think all the policy makers, so they have to work towards this, or the practitioners, they have to consider this while implementing this national education policy. And I'm very happy to share that when the new policy on skill and entrepreneurship development has started in the year 2015. In India, the skill universities has come up. So precisely we have 9 skill universities in India, and there is an association for Indian skill universities in India. And I'm very fortunate to conduct research among 2 skill universities which are located in Rajasthan, and we have conducted the research. I would just like to share very significant outcomes which would help all of us how to effectively implement this new education policy coupled with vocational education and also to take it forward. The research study conducted among the Bharatiya Skill Development University located in Rajasthan and Rajasthan ILD Skill University located in Rajasthan, among 800 students it was conducted. They have studied a dedicated bachelor's course in skill education like automotive skills, IT skills, manufacturing skills, healthcare skills. Likewise, in 11 sectors, the skill was conducted. This course was conducted for 3 years, but yeah, I'll complete and I'll move. I have to go. This research was conducted. This course was conducted, but the students at the end of the course, so what is their perception? The study reveals that around 2/3 of the students did not study entrepreneurship module. Entrepreneurship is very, very important for our nation. That's what I emphasize based on the report of this research in their skill education. And nearly 3/4 of the students expressed that there is need for introduction of new subjects. Large majority of the students opined that entrepreneurial inputs, namely achievement motivation, entrepreneurship motivation, business idea generation, case studies, and business idea competitions, and innovation centers, industrial visits, and interface with entrepreneurs are very much crucial for them to complete their skill course and to get a very good remunerative employability in the industry in India or elsewhere. That is what the study reveals. And students strongly agreed that skill education component is required for success in entrepreneurship as it provides internship in good industry, suitable stipend during internship, absorption in the same industry, a good job, salary and employment opportunities abroad. So majority of the students were absolutely confident of succeeding in business with the skills what they learn during this 3-year graduation course, but they need entrepreneurial inputs. I will close in half a minute, nothing to worry. It is recommended that based on this study, skill and entrepreneurship should be seen together as a supplementary and complementary to each other. An institutional mechanism to blend skill and entrepreneurship from national to district level is need of the hour. I sincerely request all the participants gather over here to give attention for this last few findings. National Skill and Entrepreneurship Council to be established under Ministry of Skill and Entrepreneurship Development. Now we have National Skill and Skill Development Council only, but entrepreneurship is not part of this council, or even the MSDE is not giving much emphasis on entrepreneurship. That is the concern. That's why the recommendation is to bring out National Skill and Entrepreneurship Development Council. And this has to evolve policy, policy advocacy, education, training, research, and extension. And as a statutory organization under the Ministry of MSME being conducting a lot of capacity building programs in the national and international arena and in skill development sector and doing a lot of policy advocacy to government. So we wanted to be the knowledge partner addressing the capacity building, conferences, seminar, pilot testing of new ideas, program formulation, course designing, curriculum development, startup support, documentation and dissemination. And at state level, we have several universities, already it was mentioned by Mr. Ram, but we don't have in all the states skill universities. So it is the need to have skill universities in all the states. Otherwise, wherever we have traditional universities, we need to have at least a dedicated department for entrepreneurship development. So that is the need of the hour. At At present, we have only 9 universities. I have already shared, one in Haryana, one in Assam, one in West Bengal, Gujarat, Bhubaneswar, and Maharashtra. So we need to come up with several skill universities, and otherwise skill and entrepreneurship development department in all the existing universities. And I'm very happy to share that under the industries department, we have district industry center in every district. So the skill universities and this department should have the convergence and collaboration with this district industry center to hone the skills of the students, the academia, and the industry laborers, and also the department officials, and also to bring out the change in our education system, and also to promote more and more enterprises and spread the culture of entrepreneurship among all the section of the population who are capable and who are able to take up this, and to prove to the nation and to prove to the world that yes, India not only second in population, but also it can grow and it can supply the skilled workforce to entire nation and also to other nations. So I really thank the organizers for giving National Institute for MSME an opportunity to share the latest research outcomes, and also to keep in mind these research outcomes while implementing this national education policy for the benefit of the education fraternity in India, and for the benefit of our country, the sustainability and the profitability, and to reach the national goals, and also for the global targets under sustainable development goals. Thank you very much, and I wish all the best for this conference.
Thank you so much, Dr. Glory. You've got a great vision. You've spoken wonderfully about the current education system in terms of numbers and percentages as well, about the current market needs and the vocational skills in education which everyone should perceive. Thank you once again for that fantastic session on the entire NEP. Now, I'd request Professor Dr. Kavita Daryani Rao, Vice Chancellor from JNAFAU, to kindly speak a few words. We request you to kindly finish your talk within 3 minutes because we are running short in time. So I request all our speakers to kindly coordinate with us. Thank you.
Good morning, dignitaries on the dais, the organizing team from Hans India, ladies and gentlemen, students. The common perception about Indians is that we have a great capacity to do well in academics. Unfortunately, what is the common perception that is there about people who are passing out from the academic institutions? It is that they are not job ready. They don't have the skills which will allow them to perform well in companies where they are employed. So obviously there's a big gap somewhere. That is the gap that the national education policy has tried to address. With great vision, it has charted out a policy which we hope will change the face of education in India. It's targeting, the biggest change is that it's targeting a very